Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down 10 automatic watches that do something increasingly rare in a market flooded with safe, predictable choices. They have genuine personality. These are watches that make a statement about the person wearing them, that reward the eye the longer you look at them, and that deliver the kind of mechanical soul you simply cannot manufacture with a quartz oscillator and a marketing budget. From elegant open heart dress watches to rugged field and dive instruments built on decades of real-world heritage, every watch on today's list earns its place through character, craftsmanship, and compelling value. Whether your budget is modest or generous, there is something here that was made for you. Let's get into it. Number 10, Orient Bambino Version 4 Open Heart. The Orient Bambino Version 4 Open Heart is one of the most visually arresting watches available at any price, even approaching its modest asking price. A dress watch with a genuine party trick that transforms a beautifully understated design into something that stops people mid-conversation. The open heart aperture at 8 o'clock cuts directly through the dial to reveal the oscillating balance wheel of the movement beneath, a complication that in Swiss luxury watches commands a significant premium, and here is offered as standard without ceremony, as if Orient considers it the obvious thing to do. The surrounding dial is impeccably composed. A domed acrylic crystal sits above applied Roman numerals and slender Dauphine hands, all contained within a curved 40mm stainless steel case that references the elegant dress watch tradition of mid-century Japanese and Swiss design. Orient's in-house caliber beats within, offering hacking seconds and hand-winding capability, practical features that demonstrate respect for the wearer. On a leather strap, the Bambino Open Heart wears with a quiet confidence that feels entirely disproportionate to its price. It is the watch that makes people lean in for a closer look and then immediately reach for their phones to note the name. The Orient Bambino Version 4 Open Heart retails for approximately $175 USD. Number 9, Timex Marlin Automatic. The Timex Marlin Automatic is proof that authenticity cannot be faked and cannot be bought. It has to be earned through decades of honest history, and Timex has earned it in full. The Marlin name traces its origins to the 1960s and 70s, a golden era of American watchmaking when Timex was producing genuinely characterful timepieces for everyday American life, and this reissue honors that heritage with a fidelity that lesser brands only manage to approximate. The cushion-shaped 34mm case, the beautifully domed acrylic crystal, and the sunburst dial in silver, black, or champagne are not vintage-inspired in the hollow sense that phrase usually implies. They are vintage-correct in a way that carries real warmth and real authority. The Miyota 8215 automatic movement provides a reliable 42-hour power reserve, and the complete package assembles into something that wears with far more personality than its price would ever suggest possible. The Marlin is the watch for the person who understands that elegance has nothing to do with expense, that a $179 watch worn with conviction and worn on the right wrist will always outshine a $5,000 watch worn out of obligation. The Timex Marlin Automatic retails for approximately $179 USD. Number 8, Citizen Zenshin 60 Automatic. The Citizen Zenshin 60 Automatic is one of the most quietly compelling watches Citizen has produced in recent memory, a piece that celebrates the brand's 60th anniversary of automatic watchmaking with a design of genuine restraint and sophisticated confidence. Zenshin translates as forward progress in Japanese, and the watch embodies that philosophy in both its aesthetic and its engineering. The clean architectural dial is designed around clarity and visual balance, with a level of finishing quality that rewards close inspection in a way that many watches at this price point simply do not. The stainless steel case is shaped with precision and proportion, and the bracelet, where many budget-conscious manufacturers compromise most visibly, is assembled with care that holds up to daily scrutiny. Citizen's automatic caliber inside delivers solid reliability and a respectable power reserve, backed by the same engineering discipline that has made Citizen one of Japan's most respected watchmakers for over a century. The Zenshin 60 is not a watch that announces itself loudly. It is a watch for the person who notices things, who sees quality where others see only a price tag, and it will reward that kind of attention indefinitely. The Citizen Zenshin 60 automatic retails for approximately $295, $375 USD. Number 7, Bulova Super Seville Day Date. The Bulova Super Seville Day Date is the kind of vintage-inspired find that makes the current watch market so genuinely exciting for enthusiasts who do their research. Drawing on Bulova's rich design heritage from the bold maximalist era of 1970s watchmaking, the Super Seville wears its decades' influence without apology. A cushion-shaped case, a richly detailed dial, broad indices, and day-date functionality that fills the face with confident, purposeful information. What elevates it beyond purely nostalgic territory is Bulova's own high-frequency automatic caliber inside, beating at an elevated 28,800 vibrations per hour for a sweeping seconds hand of exceptional smoothness, a subtle quality indicator that reveals itself quietly to those who know what to look for. The bracelet is well constructed for the price. The case finishing alternates between polished and brushed surfaces with real conviction, and the overall package assembles into something that stands out unmistakably from the sea of generic sports watches cluttering the same price bracket. The Super Seville is for the collector who wants something with genuine design personality, a watch that looks like it came from a specific place in history and is entirely comfortable with that fact. The Bulova Super Seville Day Date retails for approximately $275, $350 USD. Number 6, Hamilton Khaki Field Automatic. The Hamilton Khaki Field Automatic is the version of one of watchmaking's most storied designs for the wearer who wants mechanical engagement without the daily commitment of hand-winding, and it delivers the full khaki field experience in every detail that matters. Hamilton's military heritage, built across decades of supplying field watches to the United States Armed Forces, lives in the matte dial, the bold, legible numerals, the luminous hands and indices, and the practical, no-nonsense case construction that communicates purpose over decoration. The 42mm stainless steel case houses the ETA 2824-2 automatic movement, one of the most trusted and widely serviced calibers in the Swiss industry, with a 40-hour power reserve that keeps the watch running reliably through any normal working week. The leather, strap, or canvas NATO options each shift the character in their own direction. The leather reads as rugged elegant, the NATO as genuinely field-ready. Either way, the Khaki Field Automatic is a watch that wears its meaning visibly and wears it honestly, a quality that grows more valuable, not less, the more time passes on the wrist. The Hamilton Khaki Field Automatic retails for approximately $495 USD. Number 5, Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. There is a moment, familiar to anyone who has owned a Tissot PRX Powermatic 80, when someone who knows watches glances at your wrist and does a brief, nearly imperceptible double take. The integrated bracelet flowing into the angular case, the horizontally textured sunburst dial, the confident proportions, these are design elements that speak a very specific and very recognizable language, a language first spoken by certain legendary Swiss sports watches of the 1970s. The PRX answers in that language fluently and without embarrassment, and the result is a watch that generates a quality of attention far beyond what its price tag would reasonably predict. But the PRX Powermatic 80 is not merely a design exercise. The Powermatic 80 caliber inside, with its silicon balanced spring for anti-magnetic resilience and a class-leading 80-hour power reserve, represents genuine Swiss engineering ambition at an honest price. Swiss-made sapphire crystal solid caseback and a bracelet that sits and moves on the wrist with the kind of articulated quality usually found at considerably higher price points. Available in steel and blue, steel and silver, rose gold and champagne, and an ever-expanding range of colorways, the PRX Powermatic 80 is the watch that the entire market is still catching up to. The Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 retails for approximately $775 USD. Number 4. Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SSA005. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SSA005 is among the most visually spectacular watches available anywhere near its price, a timepiece that uses Japanese lacquer craftsmanship and imaginative dial design to produce something that must be seen in motion on a real wrist under real light to be fully appreciated. The SSA005 is part of Seiko's Presage line, which draws on traditional Japanese artisanal techniques for its dial finishing, and the Cocktail Time series in particular takes its inspiration from the shimmering, shifting surface of a perfectly mixed drink catching the bar light. The dial of the SSA005 moves between deep midnight blue and rich violet as the viewing angle changes, a sunburst effect created by microscopic surface textures that interact with light in ways that photography consistently and comprehensively fails to capture. The 40.5mm stainless steel case is refined and slim with a beautifully domed sapphire crystal adding further visual depth. Inside, Seiko's caliber 4R35 provides hacking seconds, hand winding, and a 41-hour power reserve. The SSA005 is the watch that makes people stop mid-sentence, reach across the table, and ask to look more closely. At its price, that reaction is simply extraordinary. The Seiko Presage Cocktail Time SSA005 retails for approximately $425 USD. Number 3, Seiko 5 Sports GMT SSK001K1. The Seiko 5 Sports GMT SSK001K1 is a watch that should not exist at its price point, a genuine GMT complication from a manufacturer with real credentials, wearing a design that references Seiko's own sports watch heritage while delivering practical multi-time zone functionality that frequent travelers actually use. The GMT hand, a fourth hand completing a full rotation every 24 hours, tracking a second time zone independently from the local time, is a complication with a rich aviation history, pioneered by luxury Swiss manufacturers and typically priced accordingly. Here, Seiko delivers it with characteristic Japanese practicality and characteristic Seiko value. The bold graphic dial design draws clear inspiration from the Seiko 5 Sports aesthetic. Strong color contrasts, assertive typography, a unidirectional bezel, while the 24-hour GMT scale integrates cleanly into the overall layout. The caliber 4R34 inside offers hacking and hand winding alongside the GMT function and a 41-hour power reserve. The SSK001K1 is the watch that every traveler who understands value puts on the short list immediately, a genuine tool for a genuine purpose, wearing some of the best sports design DNA in the business. The Seiko 5 Sports GMT SK001K1 retails for approximately $425 USD. Number 2, Tissot Seastar 1000 Automatic. The Tissot Seastar 1000 Automatic is Swiss watchmaking's most convincing answer to the question of how much dive watch a serious budget can actually buy, and the answer it provides is both surprising and deeply satisfying. Tissot's Seastar line has been producing professional-grade Swiss dive watches since 1958, and the current Seastar 1000 carries that heritage forward with a confidence and capability that competes directly with dive watches at 2 or 3 times the asking price. 300 meters of water resistance beyond the professional dive specification, is backed by a solid stainless steel case with an exhibition case back, a unidirectional bezel with a ceramic insert for scratch resistance, and a sapphire crystal that won't cloud or scratch under normal dive conditions. The Powermatic 80 movement inside brings the 80-hour power reserve and silicon balance spring that Tissot's best movements consistently deliver, housed in a package of genuine Swiss quality from case to clasp. The bracelet integrates cleanly with the case and moves with the wrist in the way that quality dive bracelets must. On a rubber strap for the water or the bracelet for daily wear, the Seastar 1000 Automatic is the Swiss dive watch that makes every argument for itself without requiring any help from the person recommending it. The Tissot Seastar 1000 Automatic retails for approximately $650 USD. Number 1. Hamilton Khaki Navy Pioneer Mechanical. The Hamilton Khaki Navy Pioneer Mechanical takes the top position on today's list, and once you understand what this watch represents, what it is built from, what it is built for, and what it asks of the person who wears it, the choice becomes obvious. The Pioneer is the naval counterpart to Hamilton's celebrated field watch tradition, a robust, purposeful instrument designed for maritime environments and the professionals who work in them, carrying the same DNA of military spec legibility and no-nonsense construction that has defined Hamilton's professional watches for generations. The 38mm stainless steel case is compact without feeling small, with a clean black dial, large, luminous Arabic numerals, and broad, generously loomed hands that read instantly and unambiguously in any light condition, including the low visibility that maritime operations so often involve. But here is what makes the Pioneer genuinely special. It is hand-wound. The ETA 28042 caliber inside requires the wearer to engage with it every day, to take 30 seconds in the morning and turn the crown and feel the mechanism tighten under the fingertips. This is not a limitation engineered away in the name of convenience. It is a deliberate relationship between watch and wearer, a daily ritual of maintenance and attention that transforms a timekeeping instrument into something more personal and more meaningful. The 80-hour power reserve is generous enough to bridge a lazy weekend without stress. The Pioneer is the watch you buy when you understand that the best watches are not the ones that do the most.